The topic is commonly used methods of separation of mixtures. Now, few important commonly used methods of separation of mixtures, they are discussed below. First is sedimentation and decantation. Now, these methods are used to separate heavy insoluble solid components from the liquid components present in the mixture. The example is a mixture of sand, rice and dal. So if we mix sand and water, it can be separated using the method of sedimentation and decantation. This method is used to separate the heavy insoluble solid component from the liquid component. Now in this case, the sand is the heavy insoluble solid component, and if we take the mixture of sand and water and if we keep it for some time, the sand will settle down and water will form a layer above it. So by this method we can separate the sand and water. So this method is known as sedimentation and decantation. Now in this figure we take the mixture of sand and water. We can also take the mixture of rice and water or dal and water. Now by this method, sedimentation and decantation, the heavy insoluble solid, that is sand, rice or dal, it will settle down and water will form the upper layer. So by this we can separate the insoluble solid and the liquid component. So we can see this is the separation by sedimentation and decantation. Now the next method is filtration. This method is used to separate the insoluble solid components from the liquid components. The example is sand and water. Now in this we make a filter paper cone. This is the filter paper which comes. Now using this we need to make a filter paper cone so that we can separate the insoluble solid component from the liquid component. The example is sand and water. Now this is the muddy water or the mixture of sand and water, and we take this filter paper cone. Now using this we can separate the sand from the water. So the clear water will filter down in the beaker. This water is known as filtrate, and sand will be left on the top of the filter paper, and this is known as the residue. So we have separated the insoluble solid component, that is sand, from the liquid component, that is water. So this is the method of filtration. Next method is evaporation. This method is used to separate the soluble non-volatile solid components from the liquid component. The example in which we use this method is sugar from the sugar solution. Now evaporation of sugar solution, it results to remove water and sugar is obtained. Now using this method we can separate the soluble non-volatile solid from the liquid component. So if we heat the liquid component, it will change into gas and it will evaporate. So we can separate the non-volatile solid from the volatile liquid component. Now this shows the method of evaporation. For example, if we take this sugar solution and if we heat it using the tripod stand and the spirit lamp, we can see that water will convert into vapors and it will evaporate and sugar is left behind. I hope you understood this topic well. Thank you.